What's up everyone, Nick here from TV Box Top and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm very excited to review the latest release from UGOOS called the SK1. This highly anticipated high-end model is causing quite a buzz among enthusiasts as UGOOS has earned the reputation of producing the best Android boxes in the industry. So fasten your seatbelts because this might as well be the best Android box for 2024. My full review starts right after this. So I'm back and let's take a look at what's in the box. First and foremost, you have the new SK1 model and it looks fantastic. Next, you get a Bluetooth remote with a user manual, one HDMI cable, a 12 volts 2 amps DC power adapter, and your user manual. So the design of this model features a glossy dark blue and black plastic housing with the UGOOS branding at the top. For connecting peripherals, all of its I/O ports are located at the back, and these include one HDMI 2.1 port, a gigabit LAN port, one optical audio, one USB 2.0, one USB 3.0, a headphone jack, and its 12 volts DC input socket. At the front features a customizable LED indicator strip, and just below that you have its premium features printed such as Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, DTS HD, and 8K HDMI display. And to its base has 4 anti-skid rubber feet with ventilation holes to its edges. So the boot up process of this new SK1 model is the same as all other UGOOS models, consisting of a simple UGOOS animation. Then you have the pairing of the Bluetooth remote, after which you are presented with the option of 2 launchers, a UGOOS launcher designed to be navigated more with a direction pad and OK button, and launcher 3, which is more suited for navigation with mouse pointers such as PC mouse, mini touchpad keyboards, and Air mouse. The model of the included Bluetooth remote is the UR02, and it's an Air mouse model with voice command feature and colored shortcut keys you can map shortcuts to from within the box's settings area. What's the fastest car in the world? So I know everyone is eager to see what it's got under the hood and what's the difference in performance compared to their most recent UGOOS AM8 Pro model. Well, for starters, under its About section shows that the version of Android is Android 11 mobile version. Here is its current firmware version, and I have already completed one firmware update as soon as I connected to the internet. And here is its firmware build information with access to developer options. So when I booted for the first time and connected to the internet, I immediately received my first firmware update, which I've already completed. And here I'm receiving another, so I'll update to the latest firmware and continue. So the update was successful and it was updated from version 1.3.6 to 1.3.7. So under this new firmware, I'll now do a walkthrough of its features. For display, it has up to 8K UHD 7680 by 4320p, but unfortunately I don't have an 8K TV, so the maximum it will display connected to my TV is up to 4K 2160p at 60Hz. Under the settings called color, for HDR and Dolby Vision you have the option of adaptive HDR and adaptive Dolby Vision. You can set it to Dolby Vision always on, HDR display always on, or you can disable both of them by setting it to SDR. You also have up to 12-bit YCbCr422. For vertically shaped monitors to be used with TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and ceiling-mounted projectors, it comes with a built-in screen rotation to portrait mode, reverse landscape, and reverse portrait. Along with built-in screen rotation comes orientation policy, where you can force the orientation to remain fixed in that position, or you can set it to dynamically change depending on an app requirement and automatically return to the set orientation. Under font and density, you can change the size of the font only, or you can change its DPI value, which changes the size of the font and the entire interface. This comes in handy if you have a very small or very large display and you cannot view or navigate due to oversized or tiny menus and icons. This also comes in handy for watching YouTube videos in its correct viewport and not cropped into a 1080p frame. It has auto frame rate switching, and you can also select which apps you would like to enable auto frame rate switching for. You also have some additional advanced settings for customizing how you would like to apply auto frame rate. For audio options, you can choose whether you want audio output via HDMI or optical audio independently, or you can have them output simultaneously. You can enable system songs, and there is an option to allow apps to control the box's main volume, or you can disable that feature. Under Advanced Song Settings is where you'll find your surround sound audio options, consisting of the option to enable audio over USB. This comes in handy for USB audio adapters and external USB sound cards. And you can automatically or manually enable surround sound audio formats. From this list, it shows that it supports all surround sound audio formats, and I will test these later in the video. Under Panels and Interface, you can control the visibility of the navigation bar and status bar, and the option to swipe from the bottom to access it. You can also change the position and color of the volume bar. You have the option to customize the Recent Apps feature and change it from horizontal tile scrolling to horizontal with perspective with some custom display features. There is also an option to change the background color of the Recent Apps feature. You have Hardware Monitor feature, where you can monitor almost every aspect of the box's hardware with the exception of one feature which they need to include, and that is an FPS monitor. For enthusiasts who wish to monitor these parameters during gaming or video playback, it comes with a floating hardware monitor window. If you have multiple launchers installed, you can switch between them easily under the home screen setting. You have the option to increase or decrease the speed of the UI under the animations settings by changing the scale of each animation. Under Input and Devices, you have HDMI CC options. A button mapper app that sets various functions to different keys on the remote, connected keyboard or gamepad. In addition to the button mapper app, there is the option to change the behavior of the menu button, as well as the option to assign shortcuts to the menu button function. If you use an Air mouse, PC mouse, or mini touchpad keyboard to navigate the box's interface, you can change the size of the mouse cursor, its speed, and you can have it simulate touchscreen function. And finally, under this section, you have USB options to change the data transfer speed of the USB 3.0 port. You can disable power from charging connected devices while in sleep mode. And you can also enable or disable USB debugging, allowing it to connect to PCs for flashing firmware and allowing file transfer. Under Power Setting, you have the option to change the front color and behavior of the front LED light during a normal operation and while in sleep mode. You have Screen Saver and Sleep Mode options. And you have the option to set its various CPU cores to max performance. Under Storage, you have the option to convert external storage to shared internal storage, and it's also where you'll find your Samba server feature. For those interested in root access, it comes with a root switch by way of the Magisk application that requires a reboot and you should also take note of the warning. And finally, under additional settings, you have access to Android's core settings area. So that's quite a lot, and it's testament to Ugoos being the best boxes in the industry, as they are the only manufacturer that provides these features. So I now turn to its system and hardware information. So the manufacturer of this chipset is Ugoos, and it comes with 8GB of DDR4 RAM, which is double that of your standard Android box. It comes with 128GB of eMMC internal storage, and its Bluetooth version is 5.2. Its CPU is the Amlogic S928X-K, a penta-core CPU consisting of a quad-core Cortex A55 clocked at 2.0 GHz and a single-core Cortex A76 clocked at 1.8 GHz for a total of 5 cores configured in 32-bit mode with support for only 32-bit apps and games. Its display is powered by the Mali G57 MC2 graphics processor with OpenGL ES version 3.2. Its network adapter is a T2TR Wi-Fi 6 model that provides dual-band 2.4 GHz plus 5 GHz AX Wi-Fi. Its operating system is Android 11 and is currently not rooted, but I'll show you how to activate root access in just a moment. Its GPU has Vulkan support API version 1.1. With its CPU clocked at 2.0 GHz, it has an idle operating temperature of around 48 degrees Celsius. For audio and video decoders, it comes packed with all standard and new decoders needed to deliver an immersive home entertainment viewing and audio experience. Firstly, it comes with 4K HDR and Dolby Vision decoders, and you will see here your standard H.264, HEVC, VP9, your top-of-the-line AV1 and Dolby Vision. And for surround sound audio, it comes with Dolby Atmos EAC3, the new Dolby Vision AC4 and the DTS HD. And that's its system and hardware information. Android boxes running the mobile version of Android usually suffer from the lack of Google certification with a Netflix ESN license. This usually requires a box running Android TV or Google TV. Ugoos in this model managed to provide at least Goolgle Widevine Level 1 with HDCP 2.3 protection without a Netflix ESN license. This allows streaming services that do not require a special separate license like Netflix to show in HD or 4K. Even though it does not have a Netflix ESN license, you can get at least HD 1080p with a modified version of the app with your paid HD subscription, of course. If you would like to get your hands on the HD or the HDR version of the modified version, send me an email at tvboxstop@gmail.com. For root access, by default it's not rooted as shown here by the Root Checker app. However, if your app requires root access, you head over to the settings area under the super user option and enable the Magisk switch, and you'll be prompted to restart the box. Once restarted, in the app section, there will be a Magisk app that you need to update when you open it. Once the update is complete, you'll be prompted again to reboot. And once restarted, the firmware will now be rooted. So that covers its system and hardware information and its firmware features, and I'll now move on to its entertainment features, starting with YouTube. You can install any version of YouTube, whether the mobile version, the Android TV version, the smart Android TV version, or the YouTube Advanced version, and they will all work to play videos in 4K 2160p with HDR. For mobile screen mirroring, it comes with the official version of Miracast, but currently it's not working as my mobile phone can't pair to it. You can use the AirScreen app as an alternative, but it will not be in HD quality. This is one of the bugs that Ugoos will have to iron out in one of their updates. as an alternative way to navigate the box in the event that there's an issue with the stock remote. It comes with a Ugoos remote server application. With this app, you simply scan with your mobile phone, install the application, and use your phone in various ways to navigate the box. While some users focus only on hardware performance, there are those who focus heavily on customization, and it's an area where the possibilities are endless. One of my most avid subscribers reached out with one of his favorite custom launcher layouts, and after seeing it, I decided to feature it in this video because it's designed specifically for the mobile version of Android and Ugoos models. So special thanks to Noel for this layout. It features rounded icons, a large weather widget, dark blue smoked background wallpaper running on the latest version of the Nova launcher. And even though I love this layout, I decided to test one more feature, which is its ability to use live wallpapers. So if you are into customization, the SK1 allows you to use any alternative launcher you want, icon pack, or custom image or live wallpaper. So the selling point of this box is its 4K HDR AV1 Dolby Vision video playback capabilities and its surround sound audio capabilities. To test these formats, I recommend that you use the MX Media Player, as it's the most compatible media player with all these formats. So here I have my list of 4K videos, and let's see which of these formats it can process. So here is a standard HDR10 video, and it triggers the HDR10 feature on my TV. Next is a 4K HDR AV1 video, and it plays without issues, triggering the HDR feature. Next is a Dolby Vision video with no surround sound audio, and it triggers the Dolby Vision feature. Next is a Dolby Vision video encoded with Dolby Atmos, and it triggers both features. Next is a video encoded in HDR10 Plus, and it plays without issues. However, my TV does not support HDR10 Plus, so it defaults to basic HDR10. And my last video is encoded with HLG, and it plays smoothly, triggering the HLG feature. Some of you requested that I share the model of the TV featured in this video and my list of video files. You can find the exact model using the link I place in the description below, along with a link to various 4K HDR video formats. I will now test its ability to output all major surround sound Dolby and DTS audio formats. As I play these videos, keep an eye on the audio receiver's display to confirm that it's processing the right format. So in this first video, when I set it to multi-channel speaker configuration, it outputs Dolby Atmos.
This is Dolby Atmos, the world's first object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio.
If you switch to front surround speaker configuration, you get Dolby Digital Plus.
Whether the soundscape sets the mood of a scene.
Whoa! What is this place?
For DTS audio, this video produces DTS HD Master Audio. If you play a Dolby Vision video, you either get Dolby Atmos or Dolby Surround. For full 7.1 surround audio, it can output Dolby True HD.
This is the left channel. Next, we have the center channel.
And for a cinematic experience, it can output DTS-X. So we have already seen its amazing ability to play all 4K HDR Dolby Vision videos and every surround sound audio format, but the SK1 can do one better, and that's its Android gaming performance. During my testing, I tried to push the box to its limits by setting each game's graphics detail to the highest resolution at 60Hz. I also found a professional paid app that can monitor the box's true FPS and many other parameters such as CPU speed and temperature. Each game I ran on maxed out settings did not throttle, and they performed great without overheating. Each game maintained within the 60 degrees Celsius under these conditions. So again, keep your eyes on the hardware monitor for temperature and FPS performance. So this is Shadowgun Legends, which is a gamepad ready game. I connected my gamepad via Bluetooth and I can play without issues. Next is the latest Shadow Fight 4. This game can go up to ultra settings and it's also gamepad ready. The quality in this game is pretty outstanding. A game that I found that the graphics always looked weird on early Android models is Injustice 2. On this new chipset, it looks pretty impressive. I am also using the Panda Gamepad Pro Gamepad Keymapping app, and it works without issues because the box has root access.
Stop where you are! Where there's a will, there's a win.
And last but not least is Call of Duty Mobile. I am using the Panda Mouse Pro Keymapping app to simulate touchscreen functions using a mouse and keyboard.
Enemy down! Sniper.
For alternative operating systems, I tried running CoreElec using the DTB from the UGOOS AM8 model, but unfortunately it does not work and CoreElec fails to boot. We would have to wait until UGOOS releases an official CoreElec for the SK1, and the same would apply for EmuELEC. So to sum things up, let's have a look at some benchmarks and where it ranks on my chart. First, the results of its RAM copy transfer speed and its internal storage read and write speeds. When I ran the A1 SDBench app, its 8GB of DDR4 RAM clocked a maximum of 17,601 MB per second. Its 128GB of internal storage has a read speed of 112 MB per second and a write speed of 173 MB per second. These results are about the same compared to what I got on the AM8 models. In benchmarking its Wi-Fi 6 adapter, I got some great results. Based on my internet speed of 315 megabits per second, its 5 GHz band clocked to the maximum speed of my network. Its 2.4 GHz band averaged around 192 megabits per second, and its LAN port, which is a gigabit LAN, also achieved the maximum speed. In benchmarking its new Amlogic S928X-K penta-core CPU for single-core and multi-core threading performance, the Geekbench 5 CPU benchmark delivered a score of 411 single-core and 757 multi-core. In benchmarking its Mali G57 with Vulkan support, it qualified for the 3DMark Gamers Benchmark Wildlife Test and it scored 1064 with an average FPS of 6.37. And in the Comprehensive Antutu Benchmark version 10, it scored 309,177. And that's the last of my benchmarks. Let's now see where it ranks on my chart. So I've updated my TV Box rank chart, and the SK1 ranks at position number 5, and it sits smack in the middle of the AM8 and the AM8 Pro. I give it a 4 out of 5 star rating for its hardware performance and firmware features. This chart gives you a list of all its benchmark scores and major firmware features, and you can compare them to all other boxes in this list. This list can also help you in deciding which is the best Android box to purchase, when the box was launched, its Android version, and if the box's features suit your needs. I also place links for easy access to their coupon pages. To view this chart, I placed a link in the description below this video. In summary, the SK1 is another top-tier UGOOS model that went a bit further than the previous AM8 to now include Goolgle Widevine L1 with HDCP 2.3 protection. Even though it does not have a Netflix ESN, you can still use a modified version and get Netflix in at least HD with your subscription. Its hardware does not disappoint, with high benchmarks, 4K Dolby Vision video playback, surround sound audio, and 3D gaming with Vulkan support, and all this is done without overheating. Its glossy appearance and LED lighting effect adds a premium feel to what's already premium inside, and its Bluetooth Atmos remote adds icing to the cake. The only issue I have with this model, in case you didn't notice, is that they could have added a couple more USB ports and an SD card slot. So that brings to an end my review. So UGOOS has done it again with this model, and it further solidifies their position as one of, if not the top manufacturer of quality high-performance Android boxes. This SK1 model was highly anticipated, and I'm happy to endorse it as the best high-performance quality hardware TV box for 2024 alongside the AM8 and the AM8 Pro models. So if you would like to get your hands on this latest model, I placed links in the description where you can get it on Amazon for around $245 and on AliExpress for around $209. So see the links in the description below this video. Links in the description are affiliate links that earn small commissions that goes towards the upkeep of this channel. So thanks in advance for using my links. So that leaves only one more thing to do, and that is to give this video the thumbs up if you appreciate the work that I do on TV boxes, and to show UGOOS that you appreciate them sending boxes to be featured on this channel. It's a small thing to do, and it goes a long way in supporting this channel, and it helps a whole lot with the ratings. So go right ahead and smack the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate it. If you were searching for the best TV box to purchase for 2024 via the search engines and came across this video and liked the information presented in this video, then before leaving, I ask only that you click the subscribe button and ring the notifications bell. This is to ensure that you receive notification when I release a new TV box video, offer an open box deal on one of these boxes, or decide to do a giveaway. Thank you all for watching my video. Stay connected and see you in the next one.